Hello everyone, welcome back to another live stream here on the twitch.tv/the Xisuma, where I am just dead excited to get into this project today because the Make Anything machine that I showed off in the last stream, well, you know, it ran into some issues. I think right now it's currently trying to make this and failing. Yeah, I've been figuring out what's going on here. I've been getting my head around it and building a whole new design. So in this stream, we're going to do just that. I also think... Wait, are these things still getting picked up? Shouldn't there still be items going in? Huh. Let's go ahead and disable this anyway. I was just thinking, if it's still making stuff, kind of don't want it to do that anymore. So we scaled this thing up 4 times over. No, 4 times. So that we could get lots and lots of shapes in. Now, I've been building like a new system over and over again, going through lots of iterations. There's all this like leftover stuff from tests and experiments lying around here, little platforms with ideas on it. This, however, is not the bit we want to look at. It's this bit here. So this is me starting to put it into action. I just wanted to stream again and show you what I'm doing here. So, Hero Blender, Chinithum, Denoxness, Maddie, Driadin is Lazy, Emma, AOC, Waggish Wiz, Solar Flare, and Awash. Welcome to the stream. How's my morning been? Terrific, terrific. Went for a run. Things were productive with everything else I needed to do with work stuff, you know. So I'm feeling good. All right, so let me show you where we're at. We've done all this in the past. We've got our shapes being delivered. They're going to come over here now. Right, then we've got color being delivered. This is a very quick setup, though. It also looks like it doesn't have a track. Oh, no, it's got red. So, rather quick little setup to get 3 different colors over here. There's a jump. Woo! Some of that stuff will have to be scaled up. Alright, first thing that I've done is I've looked at this and I've realized that we could actually fit this whole thing into one of these platforms rather than scaling up like that. So now we go over here, that's what we got, right? I think some of the logic with the gates here has been simplified. I've taken the time to really learn and understand how that stuff works. So let's look at this first one. No, that's the third. Okay, I'm confusing myself a little bit. Right, so we get our signal, and we do the comparison thing to find out if it's this shape or not that's needed in that lane. When we do it a second time, there's a single rotation there. The third time, there's 2 rotators. The fourth time, there's 3. So we check all sides of this for all incoming lanes, and then they've got these merging bits here. So if it's a different shape that we need, it's going to come from further back. You can see that square is needed over here. Now this is for the bottom layer. The bottom layer is currently just a square and one of those things, right? Or have I got the top layer? No, we've got the correct layer. So when we come to the end here, only these 2 items are going through to the next area. The second layer of the shape, because now we're doing it in layers, is this one over here. So, important thing to know is that we've got this. It's a simulated unstacker. So our signal is now just the top portion of the random shape. Right? We've unstacked this top layer. So 2 items for the bottom layer, 3 for the top. There it is. All 3 of them ready to go. They've come from back across. Almost the same thing, we've just modified this here. So now we get all the shapes we need to make a 2-layer creation. If it wants something to be colored, right? If it wants a colored piece, which I think is going to come through, we need a system for that. The British Eater, thank you so much for 11 months. You've reminded me I've got a cup of tea right here. Mark, I have no plans to stream Hermitcraft until later this week, maybe Friday or Saturday. Matty asked if I'm in the top 1%. Not only am I in the top 1%, I'm now in the 0.78%. And this machine's going to get us further along. Okay, so the best way to show you what we're doing next is to find this setup over here. So I did a whole bunch of investigating, learning about the colors. If you watched previous streams, you might notice that the color of these shapes has changed. That's kind of not what I was trying to show you. Where do I want to go? Milestones. Like these, the colors look a bit different. That's because I had initially picked a different color system. This color system, though, the other one that I picked, it doesn't conform. Okay, here we go. It doesn't conform to the way that they're worded, or... let's go... If I can figure that. Yeah, here you go. So you got your shape and then you got your color. So Y is yellow, but in the other color scheme, it's still Y, but it doesn't look like yellow, which was confusing. So I decided, let's change the color scheme so I don't confuse myself. So I spent a lot of time conducting like experiments, learning how this works. So when we use the shape analyzer, which we've just used to analyze shapes to send into the painter, this little module, right? Shape analyzers. You can also analyze the color if you take the other output. All right, so it tells us the color. Let's go put one here. No surprise, it's white. So I've used these inputs just to configure this thing. Then we've got a simple array of comparison gates that will look to see if the signals are equal. So let's go have a look. We got blue and blue, they're equal, and now we can send a signal across. See, this wire is lit up. We can tell this thing to go in the other direction. Now, that was the initial setup, you know, just figuring out, putting it together, it turned out like this, which is kind of not ideal. So it got changed a lot and turned into this over here. Okay, so now we've got this thing much better designed for its intended use. You'll notice at the moment, though, that this is not on, and that is because the signal, well, it's not colored. The piece is not colored, so if it's not colored, there's no requirement. Otherwise, there is 7 different colors that we have to make that can be used here. I thought there was also a black color, but that doesn't seem to be here. That might have been part of the other color scheme that we used, you know. Anyway, so this signal again, right? The next one, we rotate it by 1. Up here, we rotate it by 2. So every individual piece that comes through can be painted. And it has just fortunately occurred to me that I have seem to have skipped that whole thing over here. This is a common thing in this game, just to sort of jump around between so many ideas. You miss a detail every now and then. Now, this here, I'm not sure if it's important or not, but we'll go ahead and move it over here. Then I'm going to delete some of that. And I'm going to move all of this further across because we just spotted a glaring issue. Now, I do want to try and make this compact, but it's kind of hard to like envision how to make it compact in a really good way. Especially when you need these like big spaces from time to time. So let's go ahead and grab that. Copy it. We're going to paste it right there. Okay, and then we come over here, take this. Right, now that's important because both sides can be pasted. There is now another detail that is missing, and that is this thing. So it is the right-hand side that outputs the bit that we want. So if I flip and rotate, that should be in the correct spot. However, is that right? It's sending an on signal. This one doesn't send an on signal. Ooh, it's possible that this might be the wrong way around. Because they're all grey at the moment. It's easier to make a mistake. We need a display. That's not no color. But that is correct. Interesting. Is this thing correctly configured? Random shape 0? That's odd. Oh, I've figured it out. It's because we don't have a shape there. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. But where do we have a shape? We just have to look at the belt coming through. So let's double check what we're doing here, because we've got an on line here that will display the neutral color and then the shape. Okay. It might be a really good idea for me to actually leave these displays. It helps me remember what everything is doing. So I think we'll go ahead and do that because there's actually space for this right here. Yeah. Okay. But not there. That's fine. That's fine. Because we can finagle some space. Then we get one of those little things. I don't think you actually need the wire, right? Which makes it look even cleaner. Okay, looking good. There it is. Nice. So we'll have a visual representation of what color is coming through, and that should help us better track what's going on here. But anyway, everything so far is really good. But in realizing I need to put this here, we also have to include that. So once again, we need the displays just to confirm what we're doing here. Right, so we've got shape and color, and it is indeed for the top half. So this has been set up correctly. Let's go ahead and rotate. And then here, I don't know what I'm going to do, but we'll put in the displays. There they are. So I think what we'll do is just copy this and shimmy it over. And we're good. And you can see, like here, they've already made it through because they don't need painting. But when they do need painting, they're going to get sent through these gates, okay? So go up, and then you come back down again. By default, you go through, unless one of these needs to be changed because it is the color we need to paint it to. How are y'all following what I've done so far? Let me know in the chat. Sleepy Tato says, what's the objective? It is, in my mind, to challenge yourself, but the incentive to challenge yourself is to do these randomized goals where it's just going to give us a random shape to color and do all the things with. So, right, we've established now that we got those things set up. This kind of means that the location of these things could do with changing place. I've got this instinct to want to make everything super efficient around here. But I think we just got to start by getting a layout that works. So we're going to compartmentalize things, so to speak. Now, here I have had a few ideas about maybe increasing the amount of flow through this part here, but I think that's going to get a bit advanced. So let's not worry about the fact that this slows everything down. That's not an issue. I think that is just there to remind me of what's going on here. I should probably then go and add. Yeah, I really like doing things this way, just picking it up and rotating it. I should probably remind myself of what we're doing here. Okay, so that's the top layer. Right, so the idea is to now stack things, which we did in the last stream, but this time I realized there's a better way to do this. We got a bypass based on if either side is is one of them are empty or either of them are empty. And then we repeat that again because we're going to do 2 sides and then the other 2 sides. So what we need here is to turn this into one whole shape. I'm going to try and do that inside of 1 tile. Then we'll repeat the process over here. It'll be the exact same thing again. And then the final step is to put in some sort of logic check. Bypass if empty, both ways but top has pin pusher. I love how, like, even though I've tried to take notes, when I come back to them, it's all a little foggy because there's so many things you got to consider in this game. It's hard to like layer them all up. But at this point, what we're not going to do is worry about floating parts of our shape that have pins under them. That's something I'm going to address later. I believe we'll be able to address that by adding in a module between these other steps. So by not trying to do everything at once, we allow ourselves to come back and address another issue later on. The crystal bit is another thing I'm saving for later too. Melee Anna, thank you so much for your 9 months of the Prime. That is a Twitch baby. Let's go and get that one rolling. Denox says, you're giving me ideas, X. If you made a color selector, why not making a shape selector? We've already made the shape selector. It's back here. Right. Right, so all the cutting stuff has happened. Hey, you know that thing that I put there a moment ago? If I flip that and rotate it, it will display the bottom only. That's cool. Let's go ahead and actually make this thing here. Just going to keep our notes nearby. So what I want to do is basically, let's break it down, because I thought about this a lot, but now that I'm streaming, it's like I'm multitasking too much. So we'll start with combining left and right. The logic that I did not do last time that I got incorrect, I was looking at individual belts so that we put a gate on it twice, and this caused like a lot of issues with the logic. So here it's like one signal, but we control 2 different parts of this, which doesn't make sense. Okay, so what we want to do is ask one question to control the whole thing. We basically want to analyze and see which belts are empty, and then put a particular type of gate there. In order for me to do that, we're going to need to borrow this and basically build this thing first, so we've got an idea of what we're doing, and then see if we can squeeze it all together on this platform. This is where it should be easier to follow me now. Should be, in theory, be easier to follow what I'm going to do here. So we're going to have displays like this. We need to turn our camera to face north. That helps. Simulated buildings, we want a rotator. 1, 2, 3. That's facing the wrong way. Okay, and we focus on the top right. So the first one should be that, which it is. Then it's curly, then it's a spike, curly, curved circle, then it's empty. So you can see how we've got the signal correct. We've got these in the correct order as we have on our belts over here, so we're good. So for the first 2, this wire is for that, and this one is for that belt. The question we got to ask, we got to detect if there is a blank space, which there is over here. So now I need a null thing, and we're going to need one of those, that's for sure. That's a gate. Where's the null? Signal producer? Oh, it's called signal producer. I thought it was like inside another menu. Now, what I learned about this, if I remember correctly, is that you can't just do that. Doesn't like it. So we need to... Is that right? Something like that? Now, if I rotate that, it should appear the same way. Good. Remember, we only analyze the top corner once we go through here. So this thing is going to, if we wrote, why is it not showing me the, press the wrong key. I need to see the inputs and outputs, right? That's the way. This bit here should be the shape, okay? And we want to see, we want to put it with a logic gate to see if it's the same as this thing. Which I think is and. I think it has to be and. Now we've got an on output, which was not what I expected. Activates if both inputs are on. I think I might be using the wrong thing here. Oh, no, maybe I can. Maybe I can. I was just wondering, is the gate I'm supposed to be using the comparison gate, actually? Comparison. That'll activate if both are matched, which to me sort of sounds like the thing we're actually trying to do. Let's go ahead, move this back here so we can double check what we're doing. Grab the rotation thing, right? Rotate it once, 2, 3 times, and the output turns on. So actually, I think the AND gate is doing the same thing that this would do. Except this time, now we don't. Oh, but this is comparing the shape. That was just comparing the logic. So, if I were to, let's go get rid of this. If I were to come over here and take that and put it there. See, that's empty. So if I remove a rotation, oh, but look at that. That's interesting. Although we wouldn't leave it as such, an empty signal would count. That's curious. AND gate does the opposite on both. So we definitely got blank and blank, and AND doesn't work with it. And it really is about if the input is on or not. Why is the input off here, though? Why would it be off? It's because the shape analyzer doesn't give a signal. But it is there because of that having a shape in it. Huh. I have to think this through a little bit more, I think. Let's take this and that, because I might have missed something here. Let's now add... Okay, so with a shape analyzer here, we get a signal. Is it because I pulled it off the wrong side? I might have pulled this off the wrong side. I need those displays. Yep, we're comparing color, and here we're comparing shape. So I've made a big boo-boo, and we have to take another step. This is why I really want to like think it through and get it done proper. Because it's quite easy to make a little mistake like this, okay? So here we're comparing shape and shape, and the AND gate will give us that. Here we're comparing no shape and shape, and the AND gate does not give us a signal. So we're going to go and put that there. And no surprise, with a shape or not, the AND gate is not doing what you might suspect it to do. Now, the thing we want to detect, though, is a lack of space. And right now, they're both giving this AND gate a lack of anything there, and it does not see them the same. Which to me says it's this one that we have to use. Now we've got our output. Let's go again and manipulate the signal. We don't have an output. I think that's kind of it. I think that's our conclusion, that we have to use this gate here to compare and see if they're blank. Now, the overall thing we're trying to do is not an and, it's just if one of them is blank. So we have our blank default thing here. And we compare that and we get a signal here. So we're going to use this twice. I might have to make a mock signal back here somewhere now. And I don't think I've got quite enough space to tile them. Yeah, no, we don't want to do that. So we need a little bit more space up here. Okay, before we do that, grab this thing, move it forward by 1. Now we grab all of that. Going to bring it here. Okay, so we got our 2 checks, right? All it needs is for one of them or both to be correct. That's great. The only problem is the layout of this is going to be super awkward to get right, but we'll get there. We'll get there. We're going to take, let's see. Need to transmit a signal now. Like so, down there. That's not correct. Hello? Just changed. Okay, that's good. Right, so we basically moved those 2 things down here while we figure out like what's the next step. I need a gate that says if one of them is on or both of them are on, we need a signal. Okay? That's an AND gate. Activates if either are on. I've got a feeling this is the one that doesn't work though. How do I create like another on signal from somewhere? Okay. Let's grab that. Interesting. So it counts. So is NOR the one that then doesn't let... Yeah, exactly one input is on. So an OR gate. So if this thing ever turns on, we want to redirect the items on both belts past the stackers. Okay? Now, once again, this is where we go ahead and move that over to the side and try and build this afresh. Because we're going to need a row of stackers twice to begin with. I was going to try and fit the 3rd bunch in here as well, but that might prove to be a bit wild. So it's going to look like there's your 6 in a row. You know, we're thinking compact as possible when we do that, but we're going to want the bypass somewhere here. So this could do with actually coming up like upper level like that, right? Just going to get rid of that for now though. So we don't want this lower level. We want it already at the top level. That gives us the means to do that. But where is this signal going to come in from, right? I'm now thinking, let's change that. Rotate it. Like this. This is probably the better way to lay it out. Then the output is just over here like so. And then it's a case of come across, go up. Need to leave that space for a redirect, right? No, not like that. There's your redirect. So that would be flow control. But we need to put a wire to reach that. I don't think there's like insulated wires that you can put side by side. So already we need to like shimmy the belts in a little bit, which is possibly actually quite straightforward. Maybe the wire comes from down here somewhere. So like if the wire comes from back here, can we do it with that kind of space? I reckon we can. So now the flow control will be flipped. So there's our input to control that. And then somewhere else we've got to hide the logic gate in here. I don't think we're going to be able to do this twice over. I don't think we're going to have the room for it, so I'm not going to try. Okay, so that signal also needs to go to a flow control up here. Oh, wait a minute. I've picked the wrong thing. That's fine. It's not a flow control that I want. It is the belt filter. Yeah, and that's... Now you can see why we needed that where it is. Let's go ahead and put the next one here. Okay, so then this thing goes... I think they would... Wouldn't they combine if they're being bypassed? Because we're going to have one belt come out of these two. So whatever we build here, they would actually join together. Okay, let's go up. Needs to go there. Bypass goes here. And they both face in the same direction they are. So if... We might need a NOT gate to flip the output. That's fine. Then we put that little thing... Oh, I don't like that. There you go. Then we're in the way of that. Uh-oh. Hang on. Why does that not... Oh. That's kind of not working the way I thought it would. How do I get those to connect and not block this? Is a good question. Right, let's take a break. Do you need these screen thingies, or are they taking spaces? We use them to analyze what we're doing. Either split the signal or run both wires on top of each other. Basically, I need a little bit more space, don't I? So that's fine. We're not that tight for space. Which to me says we could probably do a better job with the layout now. So like if we go ahead and just look at this once more. Oops, I wanted that. Yeah, like one there. No, one here. And then one above it. No, we'll put it there. Okay, that bit's super easy to look at and understand now. Now we just got to get the signal to it, right? This is where we need the extra space to go up. And then like that. Not bad, not bad. So this belt just simply goes like that. Then this one doesn't actually really need to go up a level now, because we move things around, so we'll keep it nice and clean. Go up a level there. And then all of this just needs to merge onto one belt. Oh, we're at the wrong floor. So all of that looks kind of silly. Except you come from here. Looking okay. I think that looks really nice. Now the question is, can we fit this logic into here? If we need the extra space, let's just give us that space now. Actually, in fact, I'm gonna move how this one connects then. In theory, it could just drop straight down onto the one below. There's no reason for it to actually go along. So it just does that. Doesn't really give us too much more space, but we'll see. We'll see. Okay. So we got that going on. We'll flip it and mirror it to the other side. Which one are we working? We're doing the harder one. It's only harder because we've got this extra little bit of signal here, right? This is going to go over here, and then in this space I need to fit that, so we've got to condense the logic massively, which is always super tricky. Make another copy of it. Okay, probably a good idea to put in those rotations straight away. 1, 2, because we need them. Then what we need is a wire, a rotator, and a wire. Rotator. Did I put them on the wrong side? I did. No, I didn't. You just wouldn't have that there. Yeah. Okay, then we got 2 of these. And they need to be... You know what? Here's where I think you can just go ahead and put that there and there. But then your output... Like, where's your output going to go from that spot? That's what's tricky. I mean, last time we used those, which might be necessary. Actually, I'm looking at it wrong. It then needs to go into this here. So both of those outputs then need to reach this. So it'd be kind of better if I could have it work like that. Let's put that way around. So that's nice and compact, keeping everything the same. Then we have this and this. And then I'm going to put that. That's actually a part of it, by the way. It would be that directly into here. So that's about as small as I can get it so far. That's the circuit. And then the output needs to go somewhere. This, I think... Yeah, you have... I don't know why there's arrows pointing in the other directions. Is it because you can have a receiver come from it at an angle? Why a receiver? So... No, I don't think that works. And then we get that little thing, which is annoying. Back to blasting brains with logic rather than bullets today, says Hey Prover. Yeah, I guess there's a difference from Doom, isn't it? Let's claim that. I mean, that's it. I'm a bit annoyed with this thing here. That being said, can I, like, flip and rotate, and then it would be the same way? That would be the same thing. Okay, so we can avoid that. Then this thing can face downwards for the wire to come out. Okay, let's go ahead and grab that. Paste, rotate. Whew. Very close, very close. Can't create like an uplift there. I guess the wire, like, I don't like doing this, but the vertical space in this game, like, I can do that. All right. Next step is to get that. This is the upper bit here. Okay, that's interesting. So now its signal is going to be on the wrong side. I also have to account for the fact that we might need 2 more things here. Oh, and then we got that. I don't like that. I don't want it. Could do a bridge thing here again. Yeah, I think I'm going to tidy this up a little bit. Let's go. We've got to take advantage of this vertical height a bit more. Otherwise, I'll be forever compacting. Okay, that's it still does that, does it? Don't think there's a way I can avoid that, unfortunately. This thing, by the way, I'm pretty sure needed to be flipped. Put there, perhaps. To check if a quadrant is not null, can't you use 2 NOT gates on the output instead of a shape analyzer? Isn't 2 NOT gates the same as no NOT gates? Okay, I think what I'm going to do... Wait, there is no middle here, is there? I think I'm going to have to put up with the fact that there's that little thing. Unless there's another way to compress this, which I don't see. I guess actually I could move it over by 1. That gives me the space to add the rotations as well. Right, now we need a display unit here. Probably a good idea to leave that to remind me. Can we put a display down here? I'm not sure this tells me much. Yeah, 0. Like, in theory, if I've done everything correctly, it is analyzing these 2 belts, and it has decided... this is where we might need a NOT gate here. Right, I just need to kind of double check things. Like, let's go... Yeah, that's the wrong output. Guess I can remove it for a second. Ah, the undo button in this game is terrific. Yeah, okay. So now we've learned the other thing we're going to need. I'm assuming here. Let's actually get some of this coming in. Yeah, okay, we need a NOT gate. Which basically means we flip the signal. Okay. So now they're going to go to the correct space is the idea. Oh, dang it! I was thinking that we could go up a floor here and just go through it, but you can't. It's really big, that building. It's really big. There's still room to shimmy a belt around here, isn't there? Don't like doing that, but there it is. Okay. I'm also wondering... I think I'm going to move this just to make it look a little cleaner, even though it's pretty much going to do the same thing. Let's go up, put a belt there. Oh, I seem to press the wrong buttons a lot. Okay, so now we've got that going on. Yeah, and then from here we just go... like that. I think that looks a little cleaner, doesn't it? Alright. So here's your test. Right? They're both the correct thing. So they're going to get stacked. Now, if one of these were to not have a shape, it would get bypassed. Both of them will get bypassed because then the one that's left needs to go through, right? If both of them don't have a shape, both get bypassed as well, because then there'll be nothing on either belt, but it will just shimmy it through. Which is kind of interesting. You could maybe argue you don't need to do that, but whatever. Oh, we've still got that. How great. How great is that? Can I get rid of that if I come over here and go... Thank you. Right, I also think... I've got a feeling I'm going to want this output to just be over 1 further. So we'll do that. Ah! Stop with the thing! There you go. Right, beautiful. If it feels like it's taken a long time to make some progress, that's because we've fought our way through this. We've done our due diligence. We have thought through every little aspect. And now here comes the copy and the pasting. The important thing to remember... And there isn't room for it? There should be room for this. Should be room for this. Okay, I'm going to change this up now. still doesn't give me enough space. That's interesting. I thought I'd done that with enough space. There's always something. Always something. Even even removing that doesn't help me. Oh boy. I can go up to the second or third floor. I don't think that helps me here. There's a point, but I don't think it helps me here. It would look really tacked on if it did help. Oh boy. I mean, I guess there might be a way to do it with the vertical height thing, but it will look ugly. It will look really ugly. And I won't be able to have a display on this side. We've got the one over there to tell me what I'm doing. Fortunately, we're quite deep in now, so I'd need that to go there. Can I have it go up like that? And no, I can't do that. As long as those two don't connect, we'll be okay. Weird. Okay, I get the hang of it. Oh, then that's in the way. Oh my god, you gotta be kidding me. You gotta be kidding me. Oh. What if this thing was... Yeah, then you get all sorts of errors, right? Could the tower move between the stackers? The tower can't really push it down here any further. If we could create space down here, we could, but we know how these wires work. That ain't gonna work. That ain't gonna fly. Because they like to be one thing. They don't like to branch off at different heights. There might be a way to do it, though. Now that I've spaced these... Hang on a second. Hang on a second. Now that I've spaced all this out, we might actually be able to get back a bit more space. Let's see if this will happen. Can I, like, just get rid of those bits? Excellent. So we knock all that back by 1. Now let's check out what's going on here. No, oh gosh. So can that be a T-junction? This is what's really weird. It doesn't, you can't have any T-junctions, right? You can't have like 3 coming off of one thing. You can at the flat level, but not at a vertical level. Every time I think I see a solution, it's like, nope. There's got to be something that makes this a little more flexible. Move the stackers 1 to the outside by putting the wires on layer 2 over the output. Yeah, but then where do we pull... Like, you can't ever do this. Right? Then you got that problem. That's what's really unfortunate. It strikes me as there not being a space to solve that. However, it should be able... No, it can't even do that, right? Yeah, there you go. Okay, that's interesting. So a T-junction can be flat. A flat T-junction would work. So somewhere around here we'd have to peel off and create 2 different lines. That also means, in theory, this thing could be like shuffled one over that way, but whatever. Not worried about that. Okay, actually, does that mean I can do everything I need to do right here? Just on this corner. So, do that. Here we go down. Okay, except you would obviously do that. Well, it ain't pretty, but it work. And to be honest, actually, it looks pretty. So, there you go. So that's that done. I think I'm going to delete this whole side and start again. Because we're doing all of that to give ourselves a tiny bit of extra room by moving this back one block. So here that means we'll just go... Put that there. Get a wire. Right, now where would the rotations go? One here, one there. So that needs to, oops, face into that wire. Okay, there you go. Flip it. Rotate it. Don't hate it. Okay. Now for our rotations. Rotator 1. Rotator 2. And we're good. We're golden for both sides. So we should see on this side both are turned off because there is one missing. And if there were two missing, or it was the other one, it would be off and it would get bypassed. And now we get to do the final bit of creation, which is the same thing again, but only for one set of stackers this time. So I think the design gets to be a little more compact now. Although, we got to ask a different question this time. We gotta compare this half to that half. Let's imagine that this half is empty, right? So we need an AND gate to check both shapes on that side, and then an AND gate on this side to check both shapes, I think. Or an OR gate. I think it's an OR gate, actually. So our stacker... By the way, if you're not aware, once we build this platform, we're kind of there. We're kind of there to start collecting some objectives. So this is going to be like a big moment. Right, we've got these two going in. One is going to go up to the top. Let's just anchor. We'll probably get this. Oh, wait, where are our bypasses going to go? It might help if I just sort of followed this same layout again, honestly. It won't look that great, but it'll get the job done. It'll get the job done quicker, I think is what I was trying to say. Yeah, there you go. We've sort of set up the template now, right? Okay, so we also want... I think I want to go back to this stuff. And copy it. Because we want to mess with this bit up the top now. So we want to create an AND gate for all of this stuff. Let's go... I think we can get rid of most of that. Let's go ahead, move that in by one. Okay. To give myself the shape that I need, a space even, I'm going to come down here. Shimmy this all the way up and across. Okay, and then copy that, I think. Does that look good? Yeah. Okay, that's an analysis of all four shapes. Isn't it more efficient if built another platform for stackers? I don't know. Keiki Eater, what's this mechanic you're talking about in chat? That I might use, apparently. I'm interested. Okay, so we are analysing these corners again. Against null. This is going to take me a minute. Like, the logic's sort of almost there. But I want to make sure we're 100% right on this. So, like, the first thing coming out of here, no rotation. The second one, no rotation. That is now the equivalent of this belt here. So we just got to check that there is a piece there, which is possibly a little more complicated. Or we're looking for a lack of, because if I go for a single piece, I've got to define what piece is it, and there's 4 of them. So if we're going to compare empty spaces, that might work a little better. Am I using this again? Let's see. So empty would be off. And here we got empty as well, which would get turned off. But it's only if the 2 are empty. So I think we need this pointing into an AND gate. So it might literally be this again, except we go into an AND gate. I kind of want to keep my more open setup going. Okay. So we've got to flip it. It's always better to press C. Then you can see the inputs and outputs. Flip that. Very good. So null signals. Take that again. And then we want an AND gate. Okay, so we've got 2 shapes coming through. We've got no output signal, which is very good. That might cause an issue there. Not sure. So we do have one. So we need both of them, right? We need both of them. So if I go ahead and add 1 extra rotation back here to simulate this and remove this one here, then we get an output. So that is the correct way to do it, right? Very good. Very good. Okay, so we can take what we got here and literally just put an AND gate there. And that's the new way we're detecting it. Except, have I missed one thing? I think actually we need like a second thing here. Let's think. We've created a signal for, are both of these blank? Yeah. That means the bypass should be active. If the other side were that means the bypass should be active. I think both of these need to be combined with an OR gate. So we get the signal that we need to feed it into an AND gate for these 2. If they're both blank, it'll turn on. Which would actually be good enough for a bypass, I think. If one side had it. Yeah, it would. So we need an OR gate. Let's just double check that. Yeah. Alright, if that one's not on, if they're both on, it'll do the same thing, which I think I can... Yeah. Okay, so, got to take this whole thing here with both sides, right? And turn it into one thing. Which is kind of fun. I think I'm going to need another platform up here. Whoops. Nope, we didn't undo. Now we can paste again. Right. Don't want any belts. That's not what we're doing right now. We only want... Whoopsie. We only want one of these things. So let's go ahead and just bring that signal over here. Okay. So I'm kind of thinking this thing and that. Put it up here. Signal came out on that side. Let's put one display for the whole thing now. And then that's going to come down here. And that will connect into this wire. Like that. So, very good. Don't need that. Just need to bring this all a little closer together now. So let's go ahead and rotate. Put those there. Looking a lot nicer. Okay, the outputs, by the way, we just need the one. We had a NOT gate here. I think we're going to need that again, and it would go later on. It would go later on in our circuit. So we need that AND gate for this output. So that's just going to have a wire going to the AND gate. Okay, that could probably go in a step further. That's fine, that's fine. And then this can go in one step further. And that's probably about as close, unless I really want to get into the weeds of this, that'll probably do, right? So now we want to put an AND gate between them. Followed by a NOT gate. And that's our output signal. So that's what we need in this space here. Kind of strikes me that maybe I could configure this slightly different, but... yeah, let's go ahead and delete that. Grab this thing. It's this bit up here that I think could probably be better. Like if I align it for that, wasn't it that side that needs to connect here? Oh no, maybe it wasn't, because the other side just turned on. Oh, it was that side. Okay, let's copy it with the wire. I could possibly flip this as well, actually, so the wire's a little easier to access. So now it's here. Can you imagine that bit sort of fitting in that space? I think I can. So we'll go ahead and now copy that. Put it here. Come over here and copy this bit. Go put it into place. Dang. If it were over by 1, which we can make it do, it would be great. I don't really want to do that. Let's try that again. Whoops. Put that in the middle. Ah, we got one of those. Of course we do. Of course we do. Right, we don't need this. And this can go over by 1. Not a problem. Now, I think we just need to redesign the entrance bit here, just because of the wires are going to be different. Like, we want to get a wire to there. That's going to be interesting. Actually, I think I can see a way to do this pretty easy. So, flow control. we would have a signal coming in there and going to the right-hand side. So that one would go down and across. This is actually a little sketchier than I would like. It's gonna be a little bit like wriggly. Is the? Oh wait, the flow control is there. Hello. Of course it is. Let's go up. I think I can get away. Maybe. Yeah. No. That should work. Why did this not work before? Why did this not work before? Right, if I go up here, there, and then go there and down. Like, did we not try that before? Oh, I guess it wasn't possible here. Yeah, it wasn't actually possible to do it that way around. Okay, that's fine. So that controls that. We got a NOT gate, that's interesting. I thought... Oh, I must have done something wrong here then. Is it me or are they going to bypass? No, they're not bypassing. Do I need to check our logic again? What gate is that? That's an AND. These were ORs. So it's only when both come in, which means that there's empty space on both sides? I think there's a mistake in here. There's definitely a mistake in here. Didn't we use AND gates? We used these things. Comparison here. These ones... Oh no, they're the comparisons point into the ANDs. Oh, it feels like there's something wrong. It's because I did not put... These gates are somehow the wrong way around. I don't know when that happens, but they are the wrong way around. Those are supposed to be AND gates. This is supposed to be an OR gate. And that makes me happy because it would have been a pain to have missed that. Okay. Now we're going to go over here and send them off to another bit. So what I like to do is keep hold of all of this. Let's go put them in this area over here. Just in case I want to refer back to it, because that's now our current setup. So we've done this. The stacking logic that is based on if either or both are empty, and it's been repeated. Wow, that took a while to do that. It took me 1 hour and 10 minutes to get that done. Okay. But I believe that is solid stuff that we've built right there. So let's go ahead and put it on the other side. Which brings us to the finale for now. Bypass if empty, both ways, but top has pin pusher. I don't think I want to do the pin pusher thing now. I think I just want to run this because I'm not sure if it's going to be a problem. So we have to run the same thing again. By the way, when I copy and pasted this, there was a really important detail, which was to take that, flip it and rotate it, because then it's analyzing the opposite side, which is extremely important. Got to make sure we've got that up here as well. Is that the right? Have I missed something here? No, I haven't. I haven't. Is that right? Yeah, that's got to be right. Got a little displays to remind us that we're looking at the bottom half for all of this. In theory, this thing can start to run, right? And we should see it do the right thing. Which it is. It's stacking on that side. It's doing nothing on the other. When it comes over here, it's going to bypass. Beautiful. Beautiful stuff. Okay. Okay. I also think... Oh, we might want to output just directly to the side here, like that way. Come over here. Not as easy here though, is it? Not as easy here. Ah, whatever. We'll go up. We'll go up. Right, so the final thing is to stack one layer on top of the other. I don't think I'm going to put a bypass in. I want to see this thing in action and start to think about what's next. Okay, because, man, there's been some waffles getting all this stuff done. Chat, in a minute, I'm going to stand up. And then we're going to discuss this. So stick around if you want to have some input. I know it's been super chatty from me one way so far, but that's not going to stay that way. Let's see. So now this is a very simple platform. I'm looking in the wrong screen. Where we're just going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 off to be delivered. This is the bottom. That's the top. It's got a few odd shapes coming through. I think that's just an artifact from where we've ran items through as we're creating it. But let's go double check. There shouldn't be any artifacts from this thing now. Yeah, it looks pretty consistent now. Okay. Alright, so they're coming through. That means that we want to build one of these real quick. And then just have the train come this way instead. I'm noticing that I gave myself a lot of room there. Is that going anywhere? Oh, it does go to the center. Okay. I mean, the reason it's laid out like that is to give myself lots more space in the future. So I didn't know how much I was going to need. Okay. I'm not seeing any lines on here, which is weird. Oh, that's why. There you go. And let's just, for the sake of making sure this thing's always going to be speedy, just up that again. Okay, so now we've got some stuff coming through and picking up stock. I don't want these shapes, though. These shapes are done. Let's clear them. Let's get some trains picking up our new stock, right? That's not it. It's over here. And it's going in. Does it look correct? It does to me. That is our shape. So, right, okay. Wow. There it was. 1 hour and 12 minutes. Time to stand up. Chat, it's time to have a chat. I apologize for being so engrossed, but I needed to work my way through all of that. I've very slowly been working on making a man myself, says KetoTix. I love that you said very slowly, because it's been very slow for me too. There's been lots of thinking and figuring things out. So we have constructed this for this type of shape. We do not have support for crystal. We do have support for color in place. So I'm hoping that we'll get through a few of these and then get some colored bits coming through. Now, my other concern is that you might end up with... imagine that piece isn't there. We have to create some sort of logic gate for detecting when a portion is isolated or like has pins. And I'm not too sure on how to do that, but I did think you could do a comparison where you say, is there a shape on this layer? Is there a shape on that layer? And it's only when you get no shape and shape above that you flag something. But then you kind of, I think you got to run it through. Yeah, I think you got to have 4 comparisons for above and below, and then run it into one big AND gate, maybe? Like, as soon as you've got one above, one below, I believe you need no pins. Because when you drop the top layer onto the bottom, it's stable. So maybe what you're actually doing is creating a gate that says, are there 2 layers on top of each other? If so, thumbs up. Then you've got no problems, right? I don't think there's a scenario in which that isn't good enough. So that's all we have to detect for, right? I think we should make a note immediately of that. Let's go platform 1. over next to here for the pins bit. We got a noise in the air. Just give me 1 second, my dude. Okay. Create logic gates. Let's get it nicely aligned. Whoops. For detecting shape on top of shape. For detecting shape on top of shape. Is that good enough? If you don't detect a shape on top of a shape, then you need to do the pin thing. Sometimes like the inverse logic isn't quite what you think it is, but in this case I think it is. Like, as long as we detect that, we don't have to do anything different. If we do detect a lack of it... Okay, so we should say configure for detecting no shape on top of shape. So then when that event happens, then we have to put the thing through the pin. So that means there'll be an additional platform at the end here, somewhere in this space, and then like a logic platform to tell it if it needs to go through pins or not. And that is a nice little module that we can insert into the flow. So we don't have to rip everything up again, which is how I thought about this. I thought it would work like that from now on. The crystal filler bit might be a bit tricky to do. Philip Pale Sander, thank you so much for 5 months. Been a long time since I opened Twitch. Too much C++. I feel like that might be a joke that's going over my head, because a lot of people compare this game to programming. But yeah. Wish this game... Oh, thank you for your support, by the way. It's always appreciated, as you know. Evergectic says, wish this game had some sort of demo. I feel like I could it, but I don't think it's worth it at 24 to try it out. Go check out the original Shapes. I think it's free to play on itch.io. And it's very similar. Not quite as power play, though. This one's got all the power play stuff for you. Right, so... our current setup is going to deliver some of this when that fills up. I was just looking at the output here and thinking, is it backing up? It's not. Right, both of these are flowing in just fine, as they should do. I'm not sure how much gets stored here. 1080. So we should probably be running 2 modules of this. Okay, so let's do that scale up real quick. And then we'll get back to the chatting. So I can copy all of that and put it back on again. In which case we probably want the rail to function on this line. Sorry, train. And then go over here before going up there. Actually, we'll go a little further along. Okay. All good. So once again, this thing gets moved all the way over here. Okay. Yeah, there's some testing stuff on here that I was going to do, but I'm probably not going to end up using that. There was also a different train layout for that. Did that get disconnected at some point? Well, I think the train layout I used there, I used over here. Yeah, this is redundant, so we don't need any of this lingering around. Okay, let's take our setup and clone it. I think actually I can make that a little more compact. And it's the station that doesn't get the overrides. Okay, so now we've doubled up our production. As the amount goes up, we'll have to keep an eye on that because we'll be tripling it and then quadrupling it. But we'll also be introducing the added things we might need into here to make it happen. And when we choose to manage crystal, I have a feeling we'll be able to scale it up so it runs both of these at the same time. It's going to be very interesting. I'm also not sure how I want to handle pins, especially since pins can appear on top. Oh! I spent 12 hours upgrading a pin outputted mining node. Outputs 1.5 belts of pins with 2 extensions. Interesting. Well, I guess, you know, I have to hope that this can be flexible enough to do that. Depending on how long my interest in this game lasts, there's the added challenge of then coming back and redesigning this stuff for 4 layers of belts. At which point I was thinking it might be smart to possibly use these channels, but to probably have like an island for logic that sends the signal over to this spot, rather than trying to combine them together. But if I can scale up the belts so you get like 3 belts coming through, free tool, that could be kind of cool. But at the same time, you could also just triple this here. So I don't think that level of challenge is going to intrigue me too much. Anyway, let's go and prepare for the future, because as you can see here, I've got some colorful pipes, and the idea is that we're going to need to create an array for these different colors, right? And 3 of them, this is where it just so happens the 3 closest to these pipes are down here. Interesting. Very interesting. So at this end, we're going to pull these off. That might not give me enough space, actually. I'm going to pull these off. Just like that. Okay, that's good. And fill those ones up there. The other 4 or whatever we'll do from this end. Now, in this game, the idea of having a buffer to me doesn't seem very smart, because if you need to use the buffer, it's because your input isn't enough. If you have the right amount of input coming in, then you achieve the balance of continuously producing. If you have more than enough input, then you have the slack to compensate when you need to achieve more in the long run, right? Does that make sense? So having more stuff coming in sort of defeats the point of the buffer, because then it kind of exists in other places, like all this dye sitting over here. However, because we're going to mix up a lot of dyes, and I don't know what the demand for different colors is going to be, I think I wanted to just build in some buffers which are fluid tanks, and they also kind of look cool. So we're trying to make this area look cool as well. In which case, for these 3 pipes here, like maybe what I'll do is just set up a little buffer array before we connect them. So like here, the thing is though, the way I'm looking at it doesn't make sense in my head yet. Okay, yeah, okay. Right, I think I know what I'll do here. Oh, it doesn't automatically connect it now. Let's put in five of these. Is it like... Oh, I've got them the wrong way around. And now it's left behind some broken connections. Of course it would. Right, that's the first one, which is green, which happens to be the one on the outside. Red's at the top. They're not quite in the perfect order, but that's fine. I could have possibly planned for that, but I haven't. And I don't think I'm going to mess around with doing anything. Down and across. Yeah, but you don't like that connection, do you? Let's go pick that up. Right, there you go. So now green is done. Red is at the top. Blue is in the middle. Red is the last one. No. Hold up. That's supposed to be blue. That's supposed to be blue. Then this one's supposed to be green. I like the way it just emptied the pipe for me. That's super handy. That's the correct colour. Let's go ahead and do that. Upper floor, upper floor. Okay, so blue was back here, red was closer to the front, so that just connects like that. Then red comes here, goes up and in. So that's those ones done, right? With a little extra over here. Bit of storage. So I'll let that fill up. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I've been taking my time. I speed ran at the start of the game, but now taking my time, or 100% burnout. I also got Satisfactory 1.0 tomorrow. Now it's past midnight for me. Yeah, Satisfactory tomorrow here too. I'm going to be playing it. Well, I guess I can tell you now, that'll be streamed around 8 PM tomorrow. Whoa! Why have we got coloured ones coming through? Oh, do you know what? I know how they're there. They've sat inside this thing from earlier testing and I haven't cleared it. How are we doing on our... There we go, we're getting there. We just voided a bunch of stock though, possibly. Can we stop that getting through? I think if we zoom out, we can probably stop a lot of it getting through. Just to be on the safe side, let's do that. Because, yeah, don't want to faff that up. However, the one over here should compensate. That's why I created a second one. And that doesn't have any stock. Which to me says either something went horribly wrong, or it just got picked up. So if we find that train... But I don't see it. There's no train coming through. Is that it? Has that got stock on it? It doesn't look like it does. We need that pause button. No, it hasn't. Huh. It couldn't be that it only just got there, right? Well, we might be waiting a minute longer. That's fine. Okay, let's get back on this operation. So now I've also got to go ahead and mix some of these colours, right? Which is kind of wild. Not really sure how to go about doing this. The first thing to do is to figure out like what colours we're mixing. So, yeah, let's move this over a little bit. I've got to do this 4 times, and I'm pretty sure the first 3 is from the different combinations that you can do there. I think I might be like a little bit ambitious and do it like this. Wait, what's going on here? Oh, they're too tall already? Is that what I'm seeing? Nope, I don't know what happened there. So like if we go and just drag that from there and from here, then we've got to mix it with another color. Let's make this... Ooh, I can see this getting like pretty taxing pretty quick. I'm going to go and put that connection like a little closer. Possibly you then go up and do that for the top floor. Just a little bit of an instinct of mine. But then it breaks that connection, so... Doesn't like that either. I think... What do you have to do here? This would make much more sense to do it for one. And then do the other later. It doesn't like that either. What am I not thinking of here? You can't have the vertical T-junctions again. That's the problem. No matter where I go, I think I want a vertical T-junction. So does that mean I have to go here And like that. Nope, doesn't like that either. Interesting. Okay. That might make cooking this up a little more complicated than I'd like. Got to think in multiple dimensions here. Sort of. So maybe the way to do it then is to alternate. So okay, we've got green and blue. Let's say on the second floor we got to get red in. Oh, I think we might be able to make this work. I think green is just going to end up stuck under those pipes though. So on this floor, let's say we went for blue and red, right? Then the reds would come out here and go down and in, which looks kind of easy. Now on the final floor, it makes sense to red to go through here. But then where's green going to come from, right? It could definitely shimmy in from the side here. I think this is where you might just want to move them over by one. Oh, and we're making... I think we're making 3 different colours here. The top one isn't finished, so let's ignore that. Yeah, I think you want to cut that, move it over by one. And then we've got another connection issue just there. So now we want green to come in from here, get up and in. And that way we make all 3 colours, right? Now, the way that's laid out, if I expand the pipes over to this corner, we could kind of increase the size or scale of this too. I think we're making yellow at the top, possibly. So why is that one purplish? Let's go and reset it. By the way, I think we got our milestone. No, we didn't. Still waiting on that one. Let's go check up on it, because it takes its time, doesn't it? Okay, I think a train is heading there with it. It's not you. You. I think we need more trains on this track to get it consistent. It's this one here. Right, I'm so excited to see what we get next. This is going to be... It's going to be awesome. Let's watch it go in. Let's yeet it together. Gonna watch some high quality yeeting. Boom! Done it. What's next? This is it. Our system should handle making that without a problem. It will make that without a problem. And it's going to be making it immediately. Now, the one thing, unfortunately, you have to do to really speed this stuff up is to grab all of your nodes and reset them. Alright, but now they'll be making that. So we'll check back on that in a second. I've also just reset all of our color depot. Huh. Also, how many do we need to make? 1,600. We're good, we're good. These liquids look so delicious. Oh, and don't forget about white. Yeah, thank you. So how do we make white? I'm assuming just mix 2 of these together, right? But that does look delicious, doesn't it? I'd really like to scale that, and our tanks here are kind of in the way. I think I might reduce the amount of tanks we got. That way we can scale this better. Okay, let's redo the pipes at the back there. And then, no, I think unfortunately this is all going to be a little awkward. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and move that all over by 1. Which means I've got a ton of pipage to do now. Although it might not be too bad. It might be a case of do a row at once, like that. Because it will find all the connections it needs. That looks pretty good. That looks really good. Let's go ahead, grab this. Flip it. Maybe flip it? I think we want to flip it. Oh, dude. Got to press the C button. Flip that. Yeah. So, like, what if we then go... Build that little stack. Put a little buffer on it again. Why not? Whoops. So now we could do something like this and have all of those colors connect to these pipes down here. Where is white, by the way? What's the betting it's the first one? Of course it is. And as we do this, ultimately everything goes through one pipe for each, so we can just stick to that. So as we do this, we're going to need to partition off of it the stuff for white at some point, which ain't too much of a bother. That's one color. So which order are they in now? It's cyan, then... Oh my god, is it the same way of... That is crazy. It's the same way I've stacked it. Cool. Min XY, then mix of XY with Z, replace RGB with any order for Y. I did not understand that. Did I play Shapes 1? I did indeed. It was a lot of fun. And has had me looking forward to the sequel. Honestly, when this sequel came out and I played it a little bit, I really didn't think I was going to get sucked into it because it was quite like the first game. But when you kind of like adapt to how much of a power play this is, then all of a sudden you're in. Then it's like, whoa, wait a minute, this game is like powerful. And yeah, I've been hooked. Been hooked on it now. This looks okay, but I think it's... Ooh, undo. This looks okay, but I think we can make it look better, which I'm just going to emphasize. I am doing this for looks. Oh. Okay, so let's go down like this. I think it's going to look better if we have this pipe. Not that. Ugh. This pipe's going to drop down there. Come to here. Go up. Go past. And then connect there. Let's double check that's correct. Blue. Yep, that looks good. Dude, this is so cool, this game. Right. Come up there. Go down. Bring it across. Just go up the once, round the corner. Right, and then we've got that final lane over here for white. So white is going to come in from over here. And it all just looks nice. Oh, that is satisfying to look at. I almost want like all the different colors coming down together. By the way, I also had this idea of doing all the color mixing like way off site. And then having a train that delivers every color, like pre-done, which I thought would be cool. Let's give ourselves a little bit of room here. So now the color mixing, let's say we just come over here and experiment a little bit. Well, that was weird. That's producing white, isn't it? We'll let it do its thing. Operator level 150. Let's see how we're doing on our next set of shapes. It's successfully built them. The machine has successfully built them. Right, and we are like 2 of 5, I think, on the way to getting that done. There's no point scaling this any further because it's going to take the same amount of time. Once we get past a certain number, it makes sense to add another one along the platform here. But for now, we're sticking with what we got. I can't wait for colors to come in. I think that's going to be a lot of fun. Okay, that's correct. So we doubled up. Actually, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 we did. So I think I might just do this for my own amusement. Let's go with 3. So that we do each combination, right? That's how I'm going to do it. Where did the last one come to? Like... Yep, like that. Okay, then we're going to have just one of these out front. And then we're going to join here. Nice, done. Job's done. That is our facility. Wait, could I have stacked this and actually? Oh no. I'm gonna redo this bit. I'm gonna make it look better. I mean, not that it matters. Let's go back to the beginning. If I grab, yeah, if I grab this layout, let's see from here. And put it on that. I wonder if I can mirror all of this bit here. Like flip like that. Rotate, rotate. Then it can connect with that in the perfect spot. Although the pipe won't, will it connect? No vertical T-junctions, right. So let's go undo, undo, undo. Put it back over there. Because now we can do this. But then when's the next one connect to? Oh, maybe I've looked at it wrong. You need 3 wide for that, don't you? Yeah, no verticals. Pressing all the wrong buttons on the keyboard. So actually, this looks kind of messy now. Alright, I think I see what to do. To get it looking semi-clean. There you go. There you go. That's the cleanest way I can make it look. Alright. That's pretty cool if you ask me. That is a pretty cool looking setup. I like it. I think that's got to be our thumbnail right there. Is there like a equivalent of F1 in this game? I don't know that there is. Anyway, I got that on my clipboard. Let's get that ready for later. All right, let's get back into it. Do you know what? I think now would be a good time for a loo break. And then when I get back, we should have the milestone coming in. I'll leave you with a plug for my music. Go check it out if you've got a few minutes. You should have, because I'm not doing anything. Anyway, I'll be right back, peeps. I'm back. I was going to conduct an experiment, but then I remembered something really important. But first, we got it, and one with colours now. This is going to be wild because we know it can do all of that. It can do all of that. Oh my god, this is awesome. We just did all the colour stuff in time, sort of. Let's go ahead and reset. I think we did that. No, I still see... No, they're gone. This just needs to go here. That work? No. Oh, let's go back a couple of steps. We're not ready for this. Signal. The signal. It's different on this platform. It's got a little extra. So the way to do that is probably to copy all of this very cautiously. Oh my god. Yeah, just that space there. Okay. Let's go over to this platform, have a look. Does that mess with the bit? No, it doesn't. Oh, I can't tell if it messes with it or not. I think it does. I think it's gonna... No, it doesn't. We miss it. Okay, right. What I got to check for, and I can't point in it because there's so much stuff, but there needs to be that little block right outside the signal thing. And there is. So in theory, we're good. Now, that's this one and this one ready to update this one and this one. And now we wait and see, I guess. This is... okay, let's check it out. So... that was not what I clicked on. It's blue on the top. And we are looking at the top when we're looking at the one on the right. Oh my god, see? See? I know what I'm doing. Don't you call me a derp. Cake Eater says, my Make Anything machine looks a lot different. I've got that 3x3 that picks quarters, a 3x3 that paints the quarters. Then I'm going to build a section that adds pins. I like the idea of putting them in 3x3s, actually. Like, if I'd have reduced this to a 3x3, it would probably look like it fills up more space next to it, even if it's not entirely efficient. Right, while that's happening, we'll check on its success in a second. This is the wrong place. If we go into the knowledge library, or whatever it's called, knowledge panel, I want to go look at crystals for a second. So this is how it works. It fills in gaps and pins. I can't zoom on that. It looks like it goes in both floors at once, which I think makes this really easy. It makes it the very last step. Wow. Wait, no, what's going on here? You can also use multiple crystal generators in a row to combine different colored crystals into one shape. So you can stack an item from the bottom onto it, and then... Ah, that actually makes it more complicated. But still manageable. So this means we would need 2 different crystal circuits to manage crystals on the bottom and the top. And I'm going to assume it'll only ever be one color, and it'll fill in all of the spaces. Let's see what else it tells us, though. So we have to do it after, not before, we drop them down. And then you can't cut it. So that, I think that pretty much means that this, what we're looking at right here, is the modules we need to create. We've got this final stacker, but then we need to put a crystals module in between them. Oh, what's this, though? Oh... That's a level of complexity I do not want to see, because I think with that you might be able to then chop up bits of them. Oh, that's going to be mental. Okay, well, I think we'll aim to do this, right? Because if we set that up today, we can start doing the advanced one where we have to fill in a little bit, right? Oh, that's going to be wild to figure out the logic for. Let's check it out. We're making the right thing because the idea works. Also, the milestone, 1.7. We're still under our threshold. Let's double check it. Click on the platform. 1.8. So once we get 2,160, we need to update this again, right? Now, I'm going to take my little testing area stuff. I'm going to move it once again and put it over here. And apparently I had... Wow, let's undo. Apparently I still had that other bit selected. Anyway, how are y'all liking what we're doing here? Do you think I should stick with this project or maybe start to do something different? Because another idea I had was to maybe try and like do the first goal here and create a new setup for it that really tries to, you know, produce it really fast or something. But honestly, I kind of feel like continuing with this because we've just established what else we might need to do here. Still not sure how the pin pusher stuff is going to play into all of this, but if we do it module by module, we should be good. So going back to the knowledge panel, we need a first layer, then we stack, and then a second layer. So that means a crystal thing here and a crystal thing here. We have to detect what color it is, redirect it into that. So this is going to be copying this. Right, so here's our input, redirect into the color setup. I mean, most of that is done. But if we interject it into this setup, then all of a sudden we're going to need like belts of color coming in from the side, which is, you know, not so great. We could also possibly try and, or could have, this is again a design consideration. Had I had the foresight here, still might be possible. What if these pipes here hooked up to a connection there, and then you sort of get it so it bypasses through this area. And I've got a feeling this thing delivers enough for that to work in the overall scheme of things, right? Whew. Okay, so in order to do this, we have to go and take all of that. Actually, it's double, isn't it? It's double. So let's get the whole thing over here. We're going to come all the way across into this testing area, and we're going to be looking at what we need to consider to make this happen. Kind of looks like there's a space here to compact things as well. Let's do that, and then later on we can shimmy that over. So, where did we say it would happen? Got the cutting, we've got the combining. It would be between these two layers. So let's go ahead and move this up and out of the way. As we know... Oh, I'm so tempted to do this now. Okay. So tempted. Because I just saw a way... Let's start here. I just saw a way to change the layout, which I think is interesting. Alright, if I do that, we're also compacting a little bit now. So we just say go around the corner like that. The next thing that we need is going to be about this size, right? Let's undo. Let's rotate. So that... The question here is, does that actually match up properly? Like, if we follow the logic, the outside lane was the outside lane here. It remains the out... Oh, the thing is that we go down to 2. Ah. But we still need this many colors. So actually, we should be able to, like, really reduce the size of this platform. Interesting, interesting. Not enough to go down to that size, so I think we're still going to end up with 3x3. But from there, we then get to pivot our output onto this. So I'm going to aim for our output to be over here, which I think is probably quite doable. The logic stuff will probably need to change a lot. Cool, we've got a lot of work to do. I'm also thinking... We've set this thing up so that the input's up here. And maybe what we want to do is get the pipes to feed in over here somewhere. which is going to be tricky because the red, green, and blue stuff down the bottom hasn't really got a clear path across, has it? Oh no, wait, they're all here. They're already here. That's the trick. Yeah, I should be able to extract them and bring them in from this point. So we're going to have 7 colors transferred across here and go into this space. So that kind of means that I don't need all of this, which is crazy, but this is how the game is played. Power play, right? Do research points have any end game use, or are they just pile up? Well, apparently I've only done 48% of the research, so I think when you play in the harder modes, they're useful for more stuff, but other than that, they just pile up, basically. Okay, we don't need any of this. And got to be very delicate here. I've just remembered another important detail for later. Possibly right now, actually. Yeah, let's go ahead and destroy these connections entirely here. Because we don't need any of that there. We're looking at a particular half, right? I think is the problem. We need to create a new analyte. We actually only need one of these? No, we need 2. We need 2. Okay. No. I think... Oh, have I done something wrong? Wait. I think I've done... Surely not. I think that might needed to have been included. Oh, wait. This needs to be a part of it? Because I was thinking top and bottom layer. This is supposed to be a part of our flow. I've forgotten. I was thinking that was this. So this is nice. We can still make it work. We can definitely still make it work. It'll just look a little uglier, I think. Uglier. So that... Actually, that's that, isn't it? So let's go ahead, move it over by 1. Rotate. Okay, so now we probably want our output to be somewhere around here, which should be fine. And then we're just going to have a platform here for the belts that go across, which actually I think can be a space pipe. I think we can have a space pipe there, no problem. Right, I want to get this thing hooked up with some paints, so I want to visually see what we're doing. So we'll get those stopped off. Looks like stock is starting to get used up a little bit. Let's check the status of where we're getting these things from. Red's from down here, right. Where are our trains at? What am I looking at here? Oh, this is like some other system that we're not using anymore. Huh. That stuff all might get erased. Okay, so it's here that you can see we could change this setup drastically. Yeah, that train is like... I need to pause the game. You are 1, 2, 3, but it's got... the train length is 3? Is this supposed to work a little different? I think this might be... No, it stops there and there. It's only supposed to be on the front. If it were on the back, it could also deliver to that one, but that's not a problem. Okay, so it is... I'm not sure why it's 3 long. I don't know why the train is 3 long. I feel like maybe there was an idea there, but somehow I got it wrong. Interesting. Let's go then and adapt. So we're going to make our trains 1 long. We're going to take this. Oh, well done. Going to start at the back. And then I'm going to move those down by 1. Copy. I can do something else here as well, actually. Do that. Okay. Go to our fluid load. No, sorry, our pipes. Where are they? 2. Oh, okay. That's fine. We want trains for 1. Copy this. Put it there. Right, so that's good. Let's just go ahead and copy that. I actually think the idea of merging them doesn't make any sense because it can only supply the one, right? That's actually entirely pointless. The way to scale it is the way that I've done initially. Okay, so that means going like this and then like that. So that's the way to scale it properly. By the way, we just completed a milestone, so let's quickly do this. Gonna come in here, get rid of all this stuff. Just try and fit that in quickly without having to do anything. Then we do that down here at green. So to do it at the same height, it does actually fit right there. Very good. Might have to rethink this to increase its capacity. One thing's for sure, definitely want a lot more of these, right? I don't know how many that is, but it'll do. Because we can just spam them, basically. So out they go. And now we're going to have loads of that stuff getting picked up and brought over here. All right, let's check out the milestone. Done it. Whew, that looks interesting, but our system should handle it just fine. Let's go back and clear out all of that. I wish we could clear out just the items, but not the fluids, but, you know, that's how it works. I could also let them run through there, but then it would take a lot longer. So, you know, the AFK time to go through one goal to the next is a bit of a bottleneck here. But you just got to keep at it. Okay, right, so back to this project. Let's see. Okay, I think in terms of layout, these are going to need to go up. We don't like T-junctions, do we, when we go up? How's that work? Like, can I do that? No. You have to go to the sides. So the best way, I guess, is probably to do that. Yeah. No. Let's leave it there. All right. Actually, there is room to kind of do that. Okay, so let's start up here. We go up to the edge, down and out. Then we repeat for the next one. Like so. Whoops. And then here we've already gone up, but now we're going the other direction. Now that'll keep them at their heights in their lanes so they can be received on the other side. What we now don't have is the red, blue, green colors. So we're going to go... Whoops, that's not good. Let's bring it there. Does that work? No, it doesn't like a T-junction. Oh, it didn't like it there either. Okay. That's not the way to do it. Is it to pull it there and then go up? That might be it. Okay, so now we're bringing these three up. And then somewhere around here, they got to drop down a level. Just like that. Actually, I could look a little better. Oh, I'm off by one. Okay. Didn't want to do the stuff on top too. There's a button for that. Is that it? I think that's it. What floor am I looking at? Okay, let's drag that. That looks okay. Something went wrong there. Okay, so all the colours will get sent across. It's quite tedious, really, because then I've got to unplug them on this side. So I think we're going to need way more space around there for those pipes. Plus, we're going to need just 2 of these modules, or 1. I think actually we only need 1, right? Because we realised that we need to put this in here. So this might end up being a 2x2. Because we only need 1 module. You can even see 1 belt. So let's go ahead and chop out all of that. What's that little bit left behind? So then these pipes need to go and untangle into these here, which shouldn't be too difficult now. The thing we got to change is we got to detect if there's a crystal and what color it is. And that's going to go deep into the logic gates. So let's go ahead, put down a label. And then I'll have to put some serious thought into this. Okay, what color is that? I thought that was a limitation. It was a lag spike. What color is the crystal? So we need to detect a crystal and then pass the signal on for the color, I think. That's going to be interesting. So I think that might be quite simple. It might be like a little gate up here that just says yes or no to there being a crystal and then passing it on. So I think for this setup, we're going to switch to this, which, by the way, the whole thing will need to switch to that one. So if we go look at this, we've got a first layer there that has one. Corey Chris Research? Jeez, what a name. What an absolute butcher of the name. Thank you for 4 months, my dude. I had no idea this game was so robust in the level of detail you could get into. Yeah, it's really great. You can go ham on this thing. It is wild and very enjoyable. Thank you for your support, my dude. Much appreciated. Let's check out what we're trying to do here. So we're currently analyzing the color of the top right segment. Okay, so if I go ahead, I guess I have to analyze all 4 corners first. I'm kind of remembering some stuff that we said earlier in the stream about this now. So I think what we'll do is we'll take that, we'll cut it, and just move it down here. I've also got to remember we're going to try and fit this into a 2x2 platform. So there you go, we got that. Okay, I'm going to take some rotations, which are simulated buildings. 1, 2, 3 is all we need. Right, and it will be the top one. So that one there is the one that we then want to analyze for real. Down here. And yeah, look at that. We're looking at that type. And it's correctly identified which color it needs to be. So this is interesting because what we have to say is we have to make sure we're looking at this. We only need to find one and forward that signal for comparison. This is a little different, I think, from logic gates. Possibly. I mean, one thing we can do is create a code to look for crystal like this and compare those together. That's one thing we can do. And I think it's worth testing because we're not sure about like how it treats color and stuff. So We need to find... Do you know what? I think I can actually kind of create this from memory. Yeah, I'm going to take that signal down here. This will help. So we need a... where is it? It's here. Signal producer. Now, the crystal codes... Will it show me that? Not there. Crystal is CC, but I think one of the C's is the color. So it's probably CU. Therefore, we will call this thing CU. See you next Tuesday, mate. What? Okay, let's go. Let's go to. Oh gosh, that's terrible. Right. Anyway, that's crystal everywhere, so we don't have to do any rotations here. We just want to ask the question if they're the same or not. If we start with a logic gate for the comparison. Okay, that's to be expected. Now let's go ahead and compare it to that one. You see, I want those to say that they are equal, but it won't because the color is different. If I go configure the color, now that should have. There's additional components here, isn't there? There's additional components, so possibly that. Okay, that's promising. Aha, right. I'm pretty sure what we're doing now is we're analyzing the top right corner of both. And this shape analyzer is a big part of that. So I kind of need a teeny tiny bit more space here, don't I? Let's just forget about this part here for a second. Okay. If I go and put... See, I don't want too much stuff connecting with the space that we got. Yeah, like I don't actually want that to connect. Nor do I want it to connect there. So, sorry, that's gonna go for a second. Yeah, okay, it's doing what I want it to do. The next thing that we got to do is basically repeat this for all four corners, and I think you just kind of want it to be a case of if any one of these signals is correct, we need that signal, which I don't even think really involves logic gates at this point. So let's go tidy this up. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then 1, 2, 3. Yeah, only 3. That makes sense. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Trying to clean up this look now. Okay, so then here we wish to do that. So now we're analyzing those corners, and we just need to compare them against this stuff. Not bad. I'm gonna have to move this again, aren't I? Move it to there. Oh, milestone's done. Claim it. It'll make that shape. This time I'm going to leave it to do its thing and just see how long it takes, because it's got to clear out the old stuff. We'll go have a look at it in a second. Oh my, I haven't reached logic gates. This is melting my brain, says Dev. Yeah, it is a bit brain melty, I'll give you that. So if I take that and rotate it, now we have these wires. Now I don't want it to connect to that is the issue. This is where you need to space them out a little bit more, is the way to do it. So I think what I'm going to do is cut. Nope. I'm going to cut, flip, rotate, and rebuild here. Except we need to move these. We need to stagger it all one more. Okay, put in some extra wires. Connect that there. Okay, looking good. Now we've got the space to get these signals out. And I'm not sure if you can connect them like that. You can't. But if any one of those is on, then we need to... Okay. This might be where I stop to think about it again, because we also need to know what color it is. How did we figure that out before? Didn't we figure that out before? That doesn't connect from that side. Okay, that's fine. We're just figuring stuff out, so it don't really matter. Like, this thing knows, or it did know what color it was based on rotation it had. Simulated rotator. Nothing's turned on. That one's turned on. If you get the right corner, we know what color it is. So this is interesting because we have to forward this signal to there because it's on. If we run it through a logic gate, I'm pretty sure it loses its color property. So, like, I could see how to do this in Minecraft with redstone because you would just use something physical. Like, we could manipulate something, but I can't see the equivalent of it here. I don't know. Although, what is a gate? Forwards the input signal if the triggered signal on the top is on. That almost sounds like exactly what I want. Like, do I do this? No. Maybe... Okay, let's cut and rotate. Like, what is this thing about forwarding? It wants it to be that one, right? No? If the top signal is on? Trigger signal on the top is on. Honestly, that sounds like the way it was before. Hang on, I'm doing this all wrong. So copy that. Like, what one is the trigger signal? Is it that one? Is it that one? Both? Okay. Let's do another little experiment now that we got that output. We're not getting our blue turned on, so that is not doing what I want it to. It's not actually forwarding it. So that's not even a step in the right direction. Wait a minute, X. Can't you create an input, like circles and squares, for the whole machine of crystals? That way you wouldn't need this pass. What are we talking about? Can I create an input? Do you mean back here? If you think we could do that back here... No? I don't know. You got to do it. You got to do it when it's necessary, and it's necessary here, not anywhere earlier. I don't know if detecting it earlier helps anyway. Well, it acts like it's shaped like an AND gate and acts like an AND gate, so maybe it's just redundant. Let's run it through an AND gate then. Well, actually, it can't be an AND gate because it could. It might be an AND gate on occasion. Right now, it could be an OR gate. Right? Then you get an output. Put it over here. Doesn't know that it's blue. Now, this can analyze every quadrant, and there could be different colors. In fact, now that I think about it, we probably lose the integrity of this back here. So... I need to somehow pull the... This is the head scratcher. I'm going to leave it there. That's your homework, chat. If you've come up with an answer, feel free to tweet it at me. But that's my current head scratcher to get the second layer of randomized stuff done. So far, no pinned stuff coming through. Let's check up on this. We've still got the old stock making its way in. That looks like some garbled stuff, which would make sense. Part of the old, part of the new, maybe. Let's see how this thing is doing, though. So it's shipping in squares, and none of them, some of them are getting coloured, and some old stock is stuck in here. Wow. It looks like it's going to be messy if you leave the old stock in. Yeah, you can see it still going through. So even while we've been waffling about that other stuff, it hasn't caught up with itself yet. You can see that's the end of the old stock there. And then there's some blue pins stuck here. And it's going very slow, so it's going to take a while to get there. What I should have done is cleared one lot, but not the other. So going over to the other side. Back here we've got... Yep, that top shape looks perfect. Come over to here, and it's all messed up because stuff was somewhere around here in the belts. Yeah, okay. Well, I think what I'm going to do is let the one side sort itself out and then clear this side so that we can just, you know, get sorted over here. Very cool though, right? And my operator level, going to try and make it into that 0.5%, I guess. Level 13 though, represent. And then going to try and get these ones going as well. Awesome stuff. Awesome stuff. Thank you everyone for tuning in today. Hope you're entertained, had a good time, enjoyed yourself. I'll be back again tomorrow with Satisfactory in the evening. Hopefully accompanied by some fellow hermits. 1.0 drops tomorrow. I am all about my factory games right now. In the past I've been like, no, don't get sucked in. And now I'm just like, I like puzzle solving. Let's do this. So here we are. Just noticed all the... Oh, only green? Do we have an issue with our supply? Oh, blue and red on one. That's not good. Have I... Oh, dude, I know what mistake I've made. When I copied this, I made a big mistake. Ah. Well, at least I know how to fix it. Oh dear. There's a problem here. Luckily, this is still configured. Blue is middle, green is bottom. That is super important. And they just happen to be in the order which I thought they were, so that's fine. If we come back over here, I think what I'm going to do is yoink that. Well, that did not look good, did it? Start again. Yoink that. Oh, it took the bottom bit with it. Huh. Well, I guess I got to do this manually. Yikes. Dude, we're on the wrong set of stuff. Right, that's it. No, that's not it. That'll go there. Okay. There we go. That's the way it should be doing it. So we'll take this. Put it back. Whoops, did that wrong way around. Okay, clear out all of that. Probably need to clear all the trains as well now. That's one way to do it. Okay, come down here, clear out all of this. Okay, and then that'll do. That was a good spot, honestly, because that could cause some major headaches further on. And let's go ahead and clear all of that again. Right. They are configured correctly. Thank goodness. And now we get the trains out again. And they'll do their thing. And they'll supply all of this stuff. As we plan and prepare for the next one. Which is going to be crazy, yo. It's going to be crazy. Don't know if I'm going to do another Shape stream for a while. I'm definitely going to try and get some more of these cookies cracked. And keep getting those random things coming in and acing them, basically, is what I want to do. So I'll continue and enjoy the game, but that might be the last time I stream it. I've said that before, though, so who knows? Either way, Satisfactory, going to be streaming that throughout the week. Hermitcraft sometime around the weekend. And we'll see where it goes from there. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Hope you've been entertained. I'll go find someone to raid so your entertainment can Continue. Oh, the entertainment. It must continue. I must not think about life and responsibilities. No. Let's see if we got any shapes. Yeah, don't show me. Okay, there we go. No, come back. Dude, you just showed me it. All right. Yes, there are other people streaming it. Cool. Cool. Let's send you over to Zedf74. Right, more shapes action coming your way. That's it from me, peeps. Take care. Have a great day. Bye-bye.